You're all excited to make biryani. You take out your mint and coriander leaves from the fridge, but they're brown and rotten. Sounds familiar? Don't worry, my friends. Today I'm going to discuss some different storage techniques for mint and coriander leaves so you don't have to face that problem again. Let's start with coriander leaves, also called cilantro or dhaniya patta in Hindi. First, let's discuss how you can store fresh coriander leaves. Try to process the coriander leaves as soon as you get it from the grocery store and not let it sit around. Untie it, spread it on a paper towel, and discard any rotten leaves. I can't find any rotten leaves. Maybe this one. You don't want to wash the leaves. Just try to pat them dry with a paper towel. Sometimes they're a little wet when they come from the grocery store. And now, really easy. We want to divide them up into small little bunches and roll them up in individual paper towels. Make the size of the small bunch such that you can use up the coriander leaves in 1 or 2 curries. Okay, my small bunches are ready, and now I'm going to put all of them in a Ziploc bag or an airtight container. Try to remove as much air as possible from the Ziploc bag, seal it, and now you can place that in your refrigerator. As and when you need coriander leaves, take out one single small bunch. Make sure to wash the leaves thoroughly before you use it. You want to make sure to again remove as much air as possible from the bag, reseal it, and put it back into the refrigerator. This way, my coriander leaves stay fresh for 2 weeks. Unfortunately, if you live in a hot and humid place, it may not last that long, but it's definitely worth a try. Next, I'm going to discuss how you can freeze coriander leaves and use them for months. The important thing is you want to wash your coriander leaves thoroughly before you freeze them. If you try to wash frozen coriander leaves, they'll turn all slimy. Wash them several times till the water looks clear. And next, we want to dry them as much as possible. We are going to pat them dry first and then just leave it for an hour or so they dry up. Water droplets is your enemy when you want to freeze leaves. Okay, good. This feels completely dry. And now I'm going to bunch them all together. And then I'm going to chop off the coriander stems and cut the leaves into smaller pieces. I like to freeze the coriander leaves and the stems separately because I use them for different recipes. You can bunch them up and cut them like I showed you, or if you want to be really meticulous, you can separate the leaves from the stems one by one. Who has the time, right? Okay, here are the leaves that I separated and here are the stems. I'm going to cut the stems into smaller pieces. Now I'm going to place the trays in the freezer for about 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, you see that they've slightly frozen. They still feel like individual leaves. They haven't stuck to form like a big blob. So this is the time you want to put it into a Ziploc bag or an airtight container and then freeze it for months. Keep in mind you want to remove as much air as possible before sealing the bag. And I'm going to repeat the exact same thing with the stems. It's important to let the leaves and the stems freeze for 30 minutes before transferring them into a Ziploc bag. If not, they stick to each other and then it's hard to separate them and it's all like a mess. One very important tip is to take out your leaves or the stems just before you're adding it into your recipe. Don't let it sit around because frozen leaves wilt really quickly and turn kind of slimy. Also, don't wash frozen leaves. Next, let's talk about how you can dry coriander leaves. You want to start by thoroughly washing all your coriander leaves. Next, spread them on a paper towel and pat them dry as much as you can. It doesn't have to be completely dry. Once they feel relatively dry, we want to separate the leaves from the stems. Coriander leaves dry easily, but coriander stems, they are quite juicy and thick, so they don't really dry that well. You can just wrap them up in a paper towel and refrigerate them, or you can freeze them like I showed you before. The first method you can use to dry your leaves is by simply air drying them. Just spread them on a paper towel. Is this video helping you? Then press that like button and do subscribe if you haven't already. Now cover with another paper towel and this should take like 2 or 3 days to dry. Next, you can dry the leaves in a microwave oven. Just spread the leaves on a microwave safe plate. Actually, in hindsight, I should have placed a paper towel under the leaves. I'll tell you why. Anyway, microwave on high for around 1 minute and then check if the leaves feel dry and crisp. This is after 1 minute and the leaves are almost dry. Maybe I'll give it another 30 seconds. And now they feel perfectly dry. It should take you between 1 or 3 minutes depending on the number of leaves you have. This is so easy and the leaves dry up so well that you can easily make a powder. About the paper towel, some leaves stick to the plate, so do place a paper towel under the leaves to avoid that. Here I have coriander leaf powder and it's so aromatic and beautiful, you can store this for years. Next, drying in an air fryer. Don't place the leaves directly into the air fryer basket. Instead, place it under the basket so they are in jail and they don't fly up when the air fryer goes on. I know this all too well, my friends. Next, into the air fryer at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 to 3 minutes and your leaves should be nice and crisp. You can store these leaves in an airtight container for years, or you can crush them and quickly make a powder and store that for a long time. This is the powder from the air fryer. That's the powder I made from microwaved coriander leaves. They are both very aromatic. I made a fish fry in lemon butter the other day and sprinkled them with some coriander powder and it was amazing. Also the other day I made a chutney with frozen coriander stems and it was so good. I hope this was helpful. Okay then, let's discuss those leaves that are notorious for turning brown, mint leaves or pudina. Let's start with how we can store them fresh. There are 2 methods you have to try which works best for you. First, discard any rotten leaves that you might find in the bunch of mint leaves. I actually don't find any. The next step is to remove any leaves from the lower 1/3 segment of the stem. Ideally, you would want to have 2 inches of stalk that's free of any leaves. Next, you just dip them in a glass of room temperature water, just like you would do it for a bouquet of flowers. Keep in mind though, change the water every other day. The leaves can stay fresh from days to weeks depending on the weather. Mine lasted for 2 weeks and one of them grew roots as well. I just potted that one. But I don't remember painting this pot. I have to ask my kids. Now for the second method for storing them fresh. Take the leaves off the stalks. We don't really use the stalks of mint leaves, so you can discard them. Wash the mint leaves thoroughly. Spread them on a paper towel and pat them dry. You want to dry them as much as you can. Leave them for an hour or so they don't feel moist at all. Okay, this feels completely dry. Now what we're going to do is take an airtight container and line that with a paper towel. Place the washed and dried leaves inside and cover with another paper towel. Place the lid on and this goes into your refrigerator. This way the mint leaves stay green for a few days. You have to test it out if it works for you. Okay, next let's talk about how we can freeze mint leaves. Take the mint leaves off the stalks and wash them thoroughly. Next, pat them dry as much as possible and again let them dry for an hour or so till they feel completely dry. Next, transfer these to a Ziploc bag or an airtight container. Make sure to take out as much air as possible from the Ziploc bag before sealing it, and this you can freeze for months. Let me show you some of my frozen mint leaves. They look slightly darker, but they are aromatic, they don't stick to each other, and they are good to go in any of your recipes. Always make sure to take out the leaves just before adding it into your recipe, and also don't wash frozen leaves. It's going to wilt and become a slimy mess. Next, let's talk about how we can dry mint leaves. Take them off the stalks, wash the leaves thoroughly, and pat them dry as much as you can. It doesn't have to be totally dry. The first method of drying mint leaves is simple air drying. So basically spread them on a paper towel, cover it with another paper towel, and this way it should take 2 to 3 days to completely dry up. The second method is to use the microwave oven. Spread the leaves on a microwave safe plate, and this goes into the microwave on high. Stop after 1 minute and check if the leaves have dried. They feel perfectly dry and crisp. This was really fast. It usually takes 1 to 3 minutes depending on how many leaves you're drying. You can easily crush them in the palm of your hands to form mint leaf powder. The third method is using an air fryer for drying your mint leaves. Make sure to place the leaves under the air fryer basket and not directly inside so they don't fly up while you're drying your mint leaves. Okay, into the air fryer at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 1 to 3 minutes till they feel nice and crisp and dry. You can also crush these easily and form mint powder. You can store these for years in an airtight container or store the powder as well. Make some cheese toast and dust it with mint leaf powder. Tastes super good. Okay, my friends, I hope you found these methods helpful and do let me know which one works best for you. I'll be waiting. Please do share these tips with your friends. I'm sure they'll love you for it. And the mint and coriander leaves are going to make my channel grow. Alright, my friends, if you're on any of these different social media sites, do follow me. And for written recipes, you can always visit my blog. All the links are in the description. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. I post exciting recipes every week. And don't forget to press the notification bell. You're going to be notified as soon as I post my next recipe. Alright then, see you next week. Bye-bye.